Tutu, what sticks out most about this Texans defense out of week one?
They got a good defense, good of a defensive coordinator, good head coach. We played them back in 21. They was good, so they bring a lot of fire to their defense. A lot of great players on there, and just got to come with it.
What's different about your role entering this season than it's been in years past?
Just pretty much just getting that starter role for real, and just um, playing my part as I always do, and just being there for my teammates and just get what I'm do to do better and stuff.
Has your experience in this offense helped you, come into that role easier than you would in an offense that you don't know as well?
Yeah, of course. Just sitting around and learning from all the guys that been here, and just soaking in that information from Yards, Nate, and Sean, and just doing the best I can to help the team. It helps a lot. And now that I'm in this position, I'm just ready to go.
What have you learned from Devontae Adams, and within that, what has helped you progress the most?
Just pretty much, just being myself, and pretty much, releases. Talk about a lot, defense. Watch his film, and just listen to him when he talks, and that's for real.
Are there any, new aspects to your game that we should expect, either from the teachings that Devontae has helped you with, or, just that come with the starting role?
Just keep doing me, man. Just keep playing that role. When my number called, just making the plays that come to me. But overall, decided to play Houston this Sunday, and we're gonna have a great game.
As a team, is this the most complete roster that you've seen with the Rams in your time here?
We got a lot of good players over the years, but this receiver corps is gonna be something special. Just can't wait to see it on the field Sunday.
And, what have you seen growth-wise from Xavier Smith?
Zay's been a hell of a player throughout the years, just from learning the punt return and getting his work in that punt return and knowing his role when he get called, when his number get called. But overall, he's a great player, and I love to see it.
What stands out most about this Texans offense?
They got some playmakers. C.J. Stroud, he's a pretty good quarterback. Nico Collins, he made some plays in this league that, you just got to respect guys like that, you know what I'm saying? But, we got a good defense, so it's going to be a real good matchup Sunday.
And what's the biggest difference in this defense from year one to year two of Chris Shula?
I feel like we're more gelled together. This is really the first time that I've seen, the organization bring back damn near the whole secondary, you know what I'm saying? So just us being together for a whole year, we know each other more, we know how we're going to play stuff more, so it's just a more gelled together defense.
And what's something that you've worked on this offseason to improve your game?
Just learning the defense more, learning the intent of some of the calls, you know what I'm saying, getting to know my teammates more. And just like on the field, just working with guys, like Kello, working with Cam, you know what I'm saying, he going into year two, you know what I'm saying, so he trying to make a big jump, you know what I'm saying, I've been helping him out with that. Tank, Q-Lake, you know what I'm saying, just working with those guys, E-Man out there now with us, so just working with those guys and getting more comfortable with each other.
A lot of the players have talked about the emphasis on increased communication, both like on and off the field. How have you seen that take shape, and how has that helped you?
I feel like it was a big emphasis, you know what I'm saying, this offseason. I feel like we made great strides with it, you know what I'm saying. That just goes into us being together for a whole year, you know what I'm saying. So we're a lot more comfortable with each other. Sometimes it's not even verbal, just nonverbal stuff, you know what I'm saying. Maybe just a head nod because I know how Keller's going to play this certain look, you know what I'm saying. That's just us getting the reps together, that's it.
And as a veteran on this defense with a lot of young guys, have you stepped up into leadership role at all? And how have you taken on some of those responsibilities?
Yeah, like I said, with Lil Cam, you know what I'm saying, with Tank, guys like that, just trying to show them the way. You know what I'm saying. I've always been more of like a lead by example guy, but I've got more vocal. You know what I'm saying. They ask me questions, or if I just see something, I tell them like this how I play this. You know what I'm saying, and just watching them grow, like it feels good.
Thinking back to the spring and now all the way up to this point, what's the biggest difference you notice in Coach Shula in year two and his role, and how that's impacted the rest of the group?
Yeah, we're a defense really that has been able to build off of last year, and we're starting in a way that's more advanced. Obviously, when you start off the season, a lot of times it's some of the more simpler things. Obviously, the first week comes down to your basic fundamentals, tackling, killing blocks, but we also have a really good understanding of the defense. And so Shula coming back in the second year, being able to have an understanding of how we interact as well and how we play.
Against a team like the Texans, that is strong in the trenches on both sides, how important is it to win at the line of scrimmage?
Yeah, every game, it always comes back to the trenches. The team that dominates the trenches is going to put themselves in the best position to win the game. So that's something that we always take onto ourselves. It's always about going out there and dominating that O-line, and we know that our O-line is going to go out there and do the same to their defense.
What do you love about week one of the NFL? It's like a national holiday, man.
Yeah, it's exciting. I mean, everybody's excited. It doesn't get more exciting than this. Everybody has had OTAs and likes what they have coming in out of OTAs, out of camp. And now we actually get to see what's real. We've been practicing versus ourselves for way too long, and now we're excited to get to go against some other live bodies and see what that looks like.
And as a captain, one of the captains of this team, kind of how do you charge yourself with just the defense and making sure that you're, a leadership presence?
Yeah, it's just really setting an example and going out there and doing the things, that got me to this position, being able to go out there and model the way every single step of the way, and also leaning on the guys. We have a great group, obviously all of us captains, being able to have Q on the defense, being able to have Landman, that's huge, but really from every single position and from a lot of the players on this defense and on this team in general, there's a lot of leadership. So being able to lean on those guys and just bring everybody up and go to work.
Continuity of this defense is, a significant improvement since last year. A lot of young guys. How much more, continuity and connectivity do you have with the other guys on this defensive line?
Yeah, we feel very connected. Obviously, last year it showed up a lot in the pass game, and I'm excited to be able to show that connectivity also in the run game. So that's something that we're focusing on, being able to have more meetings with the outside linebackers, being able to have meetings about where our fits are with the interior linebackers as well, and even being able to have meetings with the secondary and saying, okay, these are the plays that we need you to show up, and these are the plays that we're going to make, and you're going to have to help us up, off the pile once we make the tackle. So it's good to be able to have that continuity, like you said, and ultimately when you have guys where you can trust where they're going to be, you're able to play fast and you're able to make a lot of really big plays.
My last question for you is, when you look at the local kid, the quarterback, C.J. Strom, what do you see on tape?
Yeah, he's a guy that can make every throw. He's an elite quarterback, of course, and definitely when you give him time, he's going to be able to put the ball on the money. Our game plan, and not our game plan, but our role as a defensive line is always to make the quarterback uncomfortable. So I plan on having a lot of meetings with him in the backfield, and I plan on having more meetings than everybody else. It's always a race to the quarterback, so that's something that keeps our guys hungry, is talking with Verse or Fist or BY or Pune and being like, I'm going to get to the quarterback before you. So being able to have that type of camaraderie, and ultimately, he's a great quarterback if you let him sit back there and do his thing, but we got to make him uncomfortable and we got to make it a long night for him.
You guys had a little sack competition last year. Is that something that you guys plan to continue this season?
Yeah, we talked about it, but Verse didn't want to shave his beard, and neither did BY. So we'll see if that rolls over to this year. I plan on it. I actually might go and talk to them about it right now, see if we can re-up it before the season starts.
So Nate, just first of all, you've been here for several months now, but already voted a team captain by your peers. Just when you think about that recognition, what does it mean to you to earn that in such a short amount of time?
Yeah, it means a lot. Just talking to my family, I think it's one of the coolest accomplishments in my career, just being recognized by the guys, and them trusting me with that, and then believing me to be in that role. It's pretty cool. And like I said, the guys I got voted with, there's so many more other guys on this defense as well that deserve it. So the way I look at it is, it's not just the guys that got voted as captain, but the whole defense really has leadership qualities and governs themselves and the other guys around them as well.
Coach McVay said that one of the things that's stood out about you so far in your time here is just your emotional intelligence, the way you've picked and chose your spots for when to lead, and also just the way you've gotten to know your teammates. What's been behind the intentionality with those things, and I guess, where did you learn the approach to all of those?
Yeah, I think just being myself. That the position I play, being a Mike backer, comes with some leadership traits that you pick up on playing high school football, college football. And it just, comes with responsibility being the green dot, and really just trying to be myself and, pouring the guys the way, every guy's different. Some guys need to be encouraged certain ways. So, getting to know the guys that I'm playing with and the communication style that they like and trying to adapt to them. And ultimately, like I said, just being myself, taking those lessons from the people that I've learned from, coaches that I've learned under, and players that have been great leaders as well, taking nuggets from them and bringing it to this team.
What stands out to you most about this Houston offense?
Obviously, starts with CJ, great player. He's come to this league and he's put himself out there as playmaker, able to escape the pocket, make plays. They got Chubb playing for him, who's, a notorious great back in this league. He's battled some injuries, but, I'm sure he has a chip on his shoulder. And then Nico, him and Stroud seem to have a really great relationship. They're looking to get him the ball early, take shots when he's isolated with the X. So, a good solid offense. It's got great leadership and some playmakers on that team.
What would you want Rams fans to know about, how you play the game and just your approach ahead of Week 1?
Yeah, I play the game like a true Mike backer, physical communicator. Some people even call it old school, trying to bring that back into the position. And, just a vocal leader out there, somebody who's going to play with a high motor and, have the confidence to go out there and make plays when it's time to make my plays.
How would you describe your relationship with Omar and, just how you went about creating that rapport with your running mate?
Yeah, me and Omar, created a great relationship over the last few months from OTAs till now, even with Troy being in the mix. It's a great group that we got going on. We pick and choose opportunities to play, make plays. I play off him, he plays off me. Constant communication pre-snap when we're off the ball. Even just small things of, being around each other in the weight room and treatment, in the meal room, and just growing that friendship in the meeting room. And it's just blossomed. I'm excited to see it grow as the season continues.
Thanks for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss out on our videos.